Hello friends, today let us introduce ourselves to Organization of Commerce and Management subject, Standard 12th, new syllabus 2020-21. As you can see, this is the cover page of our new textbook of OCM, as you call it in short, for Standard 12th, new syllabus. Let us see the index part. This is the index part. Here you can see 8 chapters in all. There are only 8 chapters, but they are all vast chapters, and as you all know, OC is a very vast subject, being very easy subject, but it is a very vast subject. Scoring बहुत कर सकते हो आप, और ये vast subject होता है, और इसमें खुद का भी creative points आप लिख सकते हो. So as you can see in this index, the chapters are marked as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first chapter we are going to study is Principles of Management. This chapter, usually last year it was 6th or 7th chapter, but here they have put it in the first chapter number 1. So let us see what we are going to study in Principles of Management. As you can see here, chapter number 1, Principles of Management. Here you can see the introduction part, what is given, what we are going to study in this full chapter. So let us go on. First of all, let us see what is the main point given in this chapter. As you can see, the first point that we are going to study is nature of principles of management. Nature of principles of management means what is the nature or what is the composition of this principles of management. So here you can see there are around 7 listed points. Here you can just do 5 points because this question can come for only in short notes for 5 marks. So let us see what are the nature of principles of management. The nature and principles of management is given below. First of all, universal application. All the principles of management are universally applicable to all. Organization, be it small or large, every organization has to apply this universal applications, nature of principles of management. That's why it is said that they are universal. Universal in the sense anybody, anywhere can apply these principles of management and they can see the different results from their way of working. So they are called as universal application. Second, general guidelines. There are some general guidelines given in this principles of management that you have to follow thoroughly. So this nature makes it different from others because there are general guidelines given in every point. Third, principles are formed by practice and experiments. Here you can see all the principles are based on some experiments. That is, they have done some experiment and then they have written down the results and then they have formed the principles. So it is called as principles are formed by practice and experiments. That we are thoroughly going to study in the scientific management part. Fourth, flexibility. Flexibility means these principles are not rigid, they are not fixed. Here you can change the principles of management as per your organization, as per your needs. Okay, so this is what it is given in this paragraph, flexibility. Fifth, behavioral in nature. Behavioral in nature is, it is based on behavior of person to person and goal setting is done in this because as you know, management is related to human beings and human beings have both things, heart also and heart also and head also. Machines, if you are going to deal in machines only have head, that is the only hardware part, but human beings have head also and heart also. So you have to be very careful. So that is it is called as behavioral in nature. Cause and effect relationship. Here you can, after using your principles of management, you can see the results or you can see or you can compare what you are doing before and what you are getting it now. So there is a cause and effect relationship between the result and. Seventh, all principles are of equal importance. All principles, all 14 principles that we are going to study are of equal importance. You cannot say that I am going to use only 4 principles in my company or something organization. You have to use all the principles thoroughly to get the desired results. So there are 7 given points. As I said, you can do only 5 points for this short note. Second short note here is significance of management principles. Significance का दूसरा नाम होता है importance. This question can come as importance of management of principles or here is as it is given significance of management principles. So here we are going to see what importance does this management principles give to our organization. So here also there are 7 listed points. Here also you can do any 5. Let us see. First of all, provides useful insights to the managers. All the managers who are working for a company or who are managing the company, they if they are using this principles of management, it provides a useful insight to the managers, and they can study this through these principles of management. They can get the desired results for their organization. Second, helpful in utilization of resources. See, there are many resources which a company has been using. Some of the main resources are manpower, machine power, capital power. Okay? All these resources has to be used in efficient manner so that you get the desired results. So for getting efficient utilization of all these resources, you have to apply the principles of management. Third, scientific decisions. Though science, what does science say? Science believes only in experiments. Here also some of the scientific principles of management are done through experiments, and the results are noted down, and accordingly they are given in the company. Fourth, understanding social responsibility. Many companies today have understood their social responsibility. You may have heard the word CSR, corporate social responsibility. Okay, so today all companies have been using this corporate social responsibility for engaging society and company together. Fifth, encourages R&D, research and development. Every company has to undergo research and development. Every company has to undergo innovation and renovations. So all the company uses R&D. They have a R&D department, research and development department, which keeps on doing new things for the company. So all these principles of management are going to help that company. Sixth, helps to coordinate and control. It helps to coordinate and control the management through these principles of management. And last, develops objective approach. If you follow these all principles thoroughly, you will develop an objective approach. That is, you have to set objectives and you can achieve the results. Then the very important part of this chapter we are going to see is Henry Fayol's administrative theory of management. Henry Fayol's, it is also called as Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. These are very important principles of management. Here you can see here, it is given in a diagram. We are going to study in afterwards. Principles of management. These are 14 principles of management given by Henry Fayol. Okay, so who was Henry Fayol? Henry Fayol was a French mining engineer who turned a leading industrialist and a successful manager. He started his career as a mining engineer in a French company and rose to the position of chief managing director. Okay, so at that time also he saw that yes, if we use all these principles in an organization, you can get the desired results. So he is also known as, see here it is in bold letter it is given, he is also known as father of modern management. As you have seen in economics, Adam Smith is called as the father of economics. Here Henry Fayol is called as the father of modern management because his theory are universally all over the world accepted. So let us see what were his 14 principles of management. All these 14 principles of management are very important because you cannot say, okay, I will use only 4 principles of management in my organization. No, you have to use all these 14 principles of management even though your organization is small or large. So as you can see here, every point starts with the word principle of this, principle of that. Okay, so you can write in this way only, 14 principles of management. Till last year, this question used to come only for 5 marks and only 5 principles were required to be written. This year, let's see if it comes for 5 marks, then you can write only 5 principles, any 5 principles of your choice which you have studied thoroughly. But if it comes for 10 marks, 8 marks or 10 marks, you can write all the 14 principles of management. Plus, after passing your 12th standard also, these 14 principles of management will be there with you in senior college also, in future also. So these principles of management are very important. Let us see one by one. Principle of division of work. First principle given is here, principle of division of work. It is said that you should divide all the work between the employees thoroughly, which we have to follow this principle of division of work. It is assigned to employees as per their qualities and capabilities. All employees are not same. All do not have the same brain or the same technical level of thinking. But if you assign all the work according to their capability, you can get the desired results. So principle of division of work. Second, principle of authority and responsibility. If you have given some person authority, then you should give him the responsibility also. You cannot say, okay, I am giving you this work, but you should not be responsible for the same. No, if he is responsible, then give him the authority, or if you are giving him the authority, make him responsible for doing that work. So manager should have proper authorities to make managerial decision on his own in respect of the goal. Third, principle of discipline. Very important in life also, we have to follow this principle of discipline in every part of your life. If you are a student, if you are working somewhere, anywhere, principle of discipline is very important. So this, according to Fayol, this principle, it says that employees should obey and respect the rules that govern the organization. They should respect, they should work with disciplined manner, they should come on time, they should be punctual. Everything that they do should be done in a disciplined manner. Fourth, principle of unity of command. Principle of unity of command means there should be a single approach of command to the employees. Here you can see there is a diagram given here, red and green dots you can see here. The red dot is the red dot is called as the boss, and the three green dots you see here are the employees. So here it is written as right approach. What is the right approach? Right approach is there is a single boss and there are the employees working under him, the subordinates. Here you can see the wrong approach. Wrong approach means there are two boss and three employees working under them, three subordinates working under them. But these three subordinates don't know whom to follow, whose orders to follow, because there are two superiors for them. They are giving orders. One superior gives them order in the morning, one superior gives them order in the evening. So they are confused whom to follow. So there should be a right approach where only a single boss is giving the order. One superior, many subordinates. There should not be many superiors. Principle of unity of direction. Principle of unity of direction is similarly related to this above point, but here it is different. It says that there should be a one head and one plan in every organization. Each group in the organization should have the same objective, and the group should be directed by one manager using a single plan. There should not be more plans and more managers. Sixth, principle of subordinate of individual interest to organizational interest. Okay, so here you can give a small example of a cricket team. There are 11 players in a cricket team. There is one captain and 10 players. For example, if 4 to 5 people make their group, separate group, and they go against the team, then the team cannot win. Okay, they are going by their own individual interest and not for the team's interest. So a good team, a good organization is that organization where all the people are working for the organizational interest, not for their own interest. ठीक है, खुद का बाद में देखना है, पहले ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का देखना है. उनको ये सोचना है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आगे बढ़ेगा तो हम लोग को भी अच्छा काम मिलेगा, अच्छा पेमेंट मिलेगा, हम लोग भी आगे बढ़ पाएंगे. सो दैट इज द मेन थिंग. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंटरेस्ट शुड बी पुट फर्स्ट. सेवेंथ, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सेंट्रलाइजेशन. सेंट्रलाइजेशन रिफर्स टू concentration of powers and authorities. ठीक है, इन सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दिस powers is vested in one hand or few hands. The situation occurs in small organization, but if the size of organization is large, then decentralization of power as authority is required. If there is a large organization, you can appoint many managers for every department, and every department can have an executive. Under the executive, there can be many subordinates. So you can manage that way, centralization and decentralization. Sixth, principle of remuneration. Now what is remuneration? Remuneration is a simple word for payment or for the word salary which the employees get. So principle of remuneration is all the remuneration or the salary which the staff gets, it should be it should be satisfied for them. They should not feel that they are underpaid, or they should not feel that they are not given proper promotions at time. They should not feel that they are neglected. They should always feel that yes, the company is looking after them very nicely. So principle of remuneration means remuneration to all the staff and employees is the principle to keep them satisfied financially as well as retain them for long span of time within the organization. Ninth, principle of Scalar Chain. Now this is a special word given here, Scalar Chain. Here it is explained in this diagram below, as you can see here, blue and black dots. This is a Scalar Chain. Now let me explain this. What is it? Here, as you can see in the diagram, just watch the diagram here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 dots here. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on the right side, and there is a line going on. See, this line goes from here, D, C, B, A. Now let us assume that this A, person A, is the main MD or CEO or the boss of the company. Now D, C, B, A, this is the chain which the company follows. The down D people are the foremen, workers, you can say anything. C, you can say they are the subordinates. B, you can say they are the executives who report directly to the MD. So now if there is something which D has to say to A, they have to go through D, first have to go to C, then C will go to B, then B will go to A. So it is a time consuming process. Now getting reversed. If A has to give some message to G, then A has to go to E first, then E has to go to F, and then F has to go to G. So this is a very time consuming process which is used in common joint stock companies today. So here, as you can see here, because it is a time consuming process, and to minimize the time, there is a gangplank prepared by the same level of employees. Here you can see the level of employee D and the level of employee G is same. So if the department of D has to say something for the department of G, then they can directly communicate with each other because they are of same level. They do not have to go to A and then the communication coming down or going up. This will save the time of the communication, and this will save the time of the organization also. So for example, as you can see from this diagram, this gangplank is prepared between the same subordinates, and the blue part, as you can see here, is called as the scalar chain. This you can explain in your own words. You can draw any type of diagram, whatever you need. It should be drawn in a triangle manner. 10th, principle of order. Principle of order means a place for everything and everything in its place. Everything should be in its place. That is the main principle of order. 11th, principle of equity. Equity means equality with everyone, no partiality with anyone. Preference should not be given to some people, and you should not be neglected. Some people should not be neglected. So principle of equality is goes through the employees all over. 12th, principle of stability of tenure. Tenure means the time which the employees are working in the company. So principle of stability of tenure. For example, if someone is working in a company and is not sure कि he will be there next year in this company or not, because उसको लगता है कि मेरे सिर पे लटकती तलवार है, मुझे कभी भी कंपनी निकाल सकती है, तो he will not work with a motivational manner. He will not work with wholehearted efforts. So principle of stability of tenure. If the company says to the employee कि नहीं, yes, you are permanent and you are going to stay with this company for long, then the employee will feel कि yes, the company has told me I am permanent worker here, so I have to work wholeheartedly, and he will work with his full support. 13. Principle of initiative. Principle of initiative refers to volunteering to do the work in an innovative way. See, work pending and work to be done is decided by the person himself. So if he takes the initiative, okay, no, I have to do this work as soon as possible, then he has taken the initiative in the right direction. So principle of initiative is important in every culture and every corporate office. 14th, principle of esprit de corps. This is a foreign word, but in the simple meaning you can say teamwork. As I said, as I told about example of cricket team, if the cricket team works under the principle of esprit de corps, teamwork, all for one and one for all, then they are guaranteed they are going to win. So this principle of esprit de corps says the same thing. It gives emphasis on the teamwork. Unity is strength. Esprit de corps means union is strength. Unity is strength. So as you can see here, there are 14 principles of management listed by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is also called as father of modern management. You have to remember this. It will be asked in fill in the blanks or match the column. So these are all the 14 principles of management, and as I said earlier, all the 14 principles are not required. Till last year, this question was asked only for 5 marks. This year, let us see if it has been asked for 8 marks or 10 marks. Accordingly, you can bifurcate this answer. Second part, important part of this chapter is F.W. Taylor, full form is Frederick Winslow Taylor's scientific management of theory. First theory what we saw is what? Henry Fayol's administrative theory of management. Here the word is scientific theory of management. One word is added is scientific management theory. Now this all theory is based on science, based on experiments. This Mr. F.W. Taylor had confined this theory. That's why he is called as father of scientific management. First above we saw what? Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is known as the father of modern management. But here as you can see, F.W. Taylor is called as father of scientific management. F.W. Taylor is called as the father of scientific management. So what were his principles? Principles of scientific management. There are only 6 principles here. Principles of scientific management. You can do any 5. You can do whole 6 also for 5 marks question. Science, not rule of thumb. Here first point it is given is science, not rule of thumb. It should be, in order to increase organizational efficiency, the rule of thumb method should be substituted with the methods developed through scientific analysis of work. Rule of thumb decisions are based on personal judgment of the manager. So F.W. Taylor insisted upon scientific method for every small work. What he said is you should you should observe every small work, okay, and you should use science in your experiments to get desired results. Second, harmony, not discord. Harmony, everyone knows what is harmony. Discord means fights. There should be harmony in the company, not fights, okay. Third, mental revolution. See, as I said earlier, human being has head also and heart also. So if there is a problem with someone, you have to change him mentally. You should bring out a mental revolution in him. Okay, you should not, if you fire him also, you should bring a mental revolution so that he comes back and he works for the company effectively. Fourth, cooperation, not individualism. Cooperation, not individualism means you should work for the company, not for individual goals. You should work for the company. Division of responsibility. All the responsibilities should be divided accordingly. Top level, middle level, lower level, all the levels of department should divide the responsibilities equally. Sixth, development of employer and employees for greater efficiency and maximum prosperity. The employer should see that the employees are developed, and employees should see that the employer has been given the exact desired results for his work being done. So this cordial relationship between employer and employees is very important for the greater efficiency of the company. So these are the 6 principles of scientific management. Similarly, he has given techniques of scientific management. He has given some techniques how you should go about to finding out, to study about the principles of scientific management. Here he has given some points. First, work study. He has given work study. In work study, there are some 4 different types of study. A, B, C, D. It has been bifurcated in A, B, C, D. Point number 1 only, it has been bifurcated in A, B, C, D. Point number 1A, time study. Time study, it is observing and recording the time taken by the employee to complete a given task. And after that, he is being told, okay, this was your mistake, you should do this properly. And all these things are said to him. Second, method study. For best quality and cost effectiveness, identifying the best method of doing a particular job is very important. It helps in reducing the wastage. It is helpful in determining the methods of handling raw material, transportation, etc. etc. C. Motion study. Motion study means observing the employee, how he works physically. Motion technique is used to know whether some elements of a job can be eliminated or their sequence can be changed for smooth flow of task. Fatigue study. Fatigue study is currently used in many of the corporate companies because stress level, fatigue is nothing but stress. Stress level has been increased comparatively, so fatigue study has been done in the corporate level. So these are 4 points which are given in the point number 1, work study. Second point, standardization of tools and equipments. All the tools and equipments used should be of standard and latest working condition. They should not harm the employees. Third, scientific task setting. The task should be set scientifically. The task or the targets given should be achievable, not out of his reach. Fourth, scientific selection and training. All the training, selection, recruitment, interview should be done scientifically, which will raise the efficiency of the employees. Functional organization. Functional organization, these are the duties or principles which are which are observed at the planning level and at the implementation level. Okay, so you can just go through this inner points. That is not important. Just you have to write the gist of this points, not the whole points. Differential piece rate wage plan. Many companies have tried this. What they do here is they give extra wages or extra bonus, extra incentive to those people who do more production. So this will be a motivational factor for others also. So they will also say कि नहीं, कल से मैं भी ज़्यादा काम करूँगा, मुझे भी ज़्यादा पगार मिल सकता है. So this has been tried many times, but it is not successful everywhere. Differential price wage rate. So this is the main part of this first chapter. Now just recap what is important in this chapter. As you can see, there are 2 short notes first of all. First short note is nature of principles of management, 5 marks. Second, significance or importance of principles of management, again 5 marks. Then you have the main answer, main long answer or short answer, Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. As I said earlier, you have study all the 14 principles of management, but write accordingly as per the given marks. Second type of theory here it is scientific management theory of F.W. Taylor. Here there are only 6 points in this principle, do all 6. And last, techniques of scientific management, techniques used for this scientific management theory. And then you have all this question answer part, objective parts. Okay, so let us see the main questions what are asked here. Long questions, see there are 2 long questions given here. What are the techniques of scientific management? Explain the 14 principles of Henry Fayol. So such type of questions can be asked in long answer also and in short also. So you have to prepare everything and just then go through by the marks. As per the given marks you have to answer your question. So this was all about chapter number 1. Chapter number 1 of OCM, new syllabus, principles of management. Thank you.